I was itching for a tasty treat, and so I decided it was time to bust out the grill and whip up some wraps of my own using Kababz from Colonel Kababz. In case you didn't know, MidamarHalal.com is the official online store for Colonel Kababz and Kaiser Food Lines, so check out the link in the description if you'd like to get the best kebabs shipped right to your door. Now to start, we're going to cook up some chicken Seekh kebabs with a shallow oil fry on all sides. I used about 2 tablespoons of canola oil for all 8 of those kebabs. Get those nice and browned on all sides, then we'll set them on a paper towel lined sheet to drain. Now we'll turn off the heat and wipe the pan out with a few paper towels. Add in a couple more tablespoons of fresh canola oil and place in some beef Seekh kebabs. I prefer to do 4 kebabs at a time. This makes it easier to control how brown each side gets and keeps the pan from being too crowded. Our kebabs are all fried and ready to eat, but we're going to set them aside while we prepare a filling and a couple sauces. I thought spicy chickpeas would be a nice high fiber filling for these wraps, so let's do that. In a now clean pan, we'll bring in 3 cans of drained and rinsed chickpeas. Then we'll hit it with 6 teaspoons of coriander, 3 teaspoons of cumin, 1.5 teaspoons of cayenne, 1.5 teaspoons of paprika, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cardamom, 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder, 6 teaspoons of minced ginger, 6 teaspoons of lemon juice, 3/4 of a cup of water, a few hearty pinches of cinnamon or around a 1/4 teaspoon, around a 1/2 teaspoon of ground clove, a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, and now that we got all those spices added, we'll mix it up. I prefer using canned beans simply because the beans are softened and ready to go straight out of the can. All we really got to do is cook them until the sauce thickens and covers the beans, then our filling is ready to go. Before we call these beans totally good, we'll hit it with a little pepper and salt to taste. Now that our chickpeas are seasoned, we'll pull it off the heat and set it aside to cool while we prep a couple condiments. First, we're going to whip up a spicy mint chutney by tossing 2 large chopped jalapenos in a tiny little food processor, along with 1 cup of fresh mint leaves, 1 cup of cilantro with the stems for some extra flavor, 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of coarse salt, 1/2 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and we'll finish it with a 1/4 cup of water. Start by processing it in small bursts until the ingredients get stuck to the edges. Pause every now and then to push our ingredients further down into the blades. Also, don't be like me, use a spatula for this. I wasn't thinking about the spicy juices from the peppers when I pushed mine down, and I regretted this later. Once our chutney is nice and saucy, give it another taste for salt. I thought mine needed a little more, so I added around a 1/4 teaspoon. Once you're liking that, we'll set it aside and prepare our final sauce. We're going to revisit our toom from the viral doner kebab recipe, and check out the link above if you missed that vid. This time, however, I wanted my toom to be less of a spread and more of a sauce. To do that, we're going to toss 1 cup of garlic into a big food processor along with 1 teaspoon of coarse salt. Puree that in batches until you have a fine garlic paste going. Now we'll slowly stream in around 2 tablespoons of canola oil at a time. Normally, if you're making thicker toom, you want to do 1 tablespoon at a time and let it process for 30 to 45 seconds between each addition of the oil. But because we want ours to be a little more loose this time, we'll add in more oil every 20 seconds or so. Once we got about a cup of oil in there, we'll start to alternate with lemon juice. In total, we're going to be adding 3 cups of canola oil and 1/2 cup of lemon juice. Give that a taste for salt, then we'll call it good and set it aside. It's time to wrap these kebabs. We'll start with some low-calorie tortillas, then we'll place on a couple slices of freshly cut tomato, add a few tablespoons of our spicy chickpeas, add some thinly sliced red onions, gingerly place a beef kebab, pour on some toom, add in some spinach, then we'll wrap it up burrito style. To do that, fold the short ends over top of the fillings, then we'll grab the lower part of the tortilla and tightly wrap it around our fillings. And now we'll do the same thing with the chicken kebab. You could also add some chutney to the wrap now if you'd like, but we used it like a dip later. Now that those are all wrapped up, pun intended, we'll head out and heat up the grill. Set your grill to medium heat, then we'll cook that for 2 to 3 minutes per side or until you have nice grill lines and the wrap has crisped up a bit. And that's it! Serve your kebab wraps up with some chutney and enjoy! Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for another delicious halal recipe.